Good afternoon. This is Jim Watts with the Tulsa World with Jimmy Trammell, also of the Tulsa World, um, to chat a little bit about what's coming up in the paper and in the world of culture as we know it. Um, Jimmy, I think you have a birthday coming up that you're working on.
Yeah, it's a birthday not for me, but for the Admiral Twin, which turns 70 this year. It opened 1951 with Oh Susanna, a Donald Duck cartoon, and a Johnny Lee Wills live concert.
And it was downhill from there. No.
The new season opens March 19th this year, which is coming up very soon, with Tom and Jerry and Wonder Woman 1984. So in commemoration of this anniversary, 70 years, I just put out an APB on Facebook to various groups saying, give me your best memory or experience from attending a movie at Admiral Twin over the last 70 years. And I actually got the people responded in a really good way. And we're cherry picking the best ones to run in this Sunday's newspaper, the ones we can print.
I was about to say, I wonder how many of those memorable times involved things that we probably shouldn't put in a family newspaper.
They did make me laugh, those things, but I didn't include them in our story.
I guess those would into the secret file, the personal papers or something. But anyway, and just curious, how about yourself? What was your first? Do you remember your first time going to the Admiral Twin?
I don't know if I remember my first time there, but I do have a fascination with it. It's just cool to go out there and walk the grounds. There's something about this place, the Admiral Twin. We're just so glad the fire was not the end of the Admiral Twin. I mean, can you?
Oh yeah.
You know, it came back from the ashes, and last year they actually had a better year before financially, even though they were shut down for 2.5 months because of the pandemic.
Well, and they also were real flexible about what they would show. I mean, they had, to be honest with you, the very first time I went to the Admiral Twin was last year when they did the Tulsa or the Tulsa Chorale did their show on the big screen, and they also had, I think, they showed A Christmas Carol, the American Theater Company play there, at a time when normally they were closed. So they've done a lot to not only help themselves but help other groups. So, well, that's good. What I've got coming, I want to let people know about. We wrote about it in Wednesday's paper, but it's the new exhibits that are opening at Philbrook. That one is called From the Limitations of Now, and the other is called Views of Greenwood. And these are both very Tulsa-centric exhibits. There are some works in the show that are from artists from around the country, but the majority of the work that you're going to see are by people who live and work in Tulsa and in Oklahoma. And it gets the From the Limitations of Now gets its title from a line that, let me get it here, Ralph Ellison, who wrote Invisible Man, he was talking about literature, and he said, but it could apply to any sort of art, is that through art, quote, we are able to free ourselves from the limitations of today by becoming acquainted with what went on in the past, and thus we project ourselves into the future. And that's the thing about this exhibit, is that it gives, and I'm speaking from completely, outside community, but it gives you a real sense of the weight of individual as well as collective history on African American people today. And everything about this show is looking at where we are right now as individuals, as a city, as a state, as a country, and trying to find some way to go forward into a future that will be inclusive and better for us all.
Better.
And then on top of that, and better, yeah. And then on top of that, literally because it's on the second floor, is views from Greenwood, which is works by three photographers, two of which live in Tulsa, Don Thompson and Gaylord Herring, and one who is from Oklahoma City but lived in Tulsa for a number of years. I'm going to butcher the name, Iakim Gillilat. Anyway, his work is amazing. But they have photographed the Greenwood area collectively over a span of about 50 years. And you see how Greenwood was before, after the race massacre, after it had been built up again to be basically a self-contained city within a city. And then you see the decline as urban renewal takes over and starts carving it up. And it's fascinating. One of the main things is this panorama shot of, oh dear, the name's the hill on North Tulsa. Oh, Stovepipe Hill? Darn it, I should know that, I'm sorry. But it's this panorama of Gilcrease about 2013 that really is a fascinating thing to explore. That's at Philbrook until it opens officially Sunday and will run through September 5th. So we'll have a lot of time to see it. And I have a feeling people are going to want to go back to it a number of times because it's that kind of a overwhelming thing.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
Well, let's see. Those are the big things coming up for this week. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have something more interesting to say. So this is Jim Watts with the Tulsa World.
Jimmy Trammell. Goodbye.
We'll see you later.